What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for this week's episode of My Hero Academia Season 3! Man, was this episode lit. Woo! Yo, that stuff was all for one. And All Might, and and that Bakugo 5 we're gonna get next week. Yo, guys, next week. Alright. And I guess now you guys will probably do us different gameplay. Nope, yeah, not Attack on Titan this week. It is, of course, Spider-Man PS4. I'm loving this game so far, like legit. Like, if you guys have been seeing my streams, or I guess the replays, since no one was really there at the actual streams. I love this game. I fucking love it. I love this game to bits. And I cannot wait. I can't wait to keep playing it. I still have yet to see Miles. I've seen MJ. Loving MJ. Anyway, so enough jibber jabber. Let us begin on this week's episode of My Hero Academia Season 3. So it starts off. We got, of course, where everyone's like, me. See if they made the hero license, and everyone actually passed. Everyone except Bakugo, Todoroki, and Inuyasha from the characters that we have seen so far of the ones we did pass. We don't know if Cammy passed. I don't think she did, but yeah. So yeah, which actually kind of surprised me. Bakugo was kind of like, I can guess I kind of see it. But then yeah, he didn't really do anything really that bad. I mean, granted, we didn't see him do much when, the villain actually showed up. He was pretty much just doing his own thing. So like, I legit, like, we don't even see how many points Bakugo gets. We don't see how many he got, we don't see how many Todoroki got, nor do we see how much Inuyasha gets. They don't tell us. But they do say, like, after you... Now, Inuyasha and Todoroki, I kind of understand why they failed. It was probably because of them arguing all the time. With all that arguing they did last week against Grand Orca, that probably really took a major hit. That probably took a real major hit out of the points they got. So, I'm assuming that's the reason. For Bakugo, I mean... I don't think him telling them, like, save yourselves, and, like, I don't think that would have been that bad, but, I don't know. See, everyone passed, everyone's surprised, and they're like, yay, I passed! Oh, yeah, we got Todoroki, not Todoroki, Deku, Uraraka, Ida, the whole crew, they're all hot as hell, they're like, yay, we passed, and of course, Deku over there be like, I gotta tell Alma! Picks up his phone, he starts taking, like, a million pictures of his hero license when he starts getting it. It's like, just to show it off to his, like, mom and friend, but... before we get to that part where we see them, everyone start leaving and of course going their separate ways, we actually see, we find out that actually there is actually, like, in case for the characters that didn't fail, which of course Bakugo, Todoroki, and Inuyasha, there's actually going to be, like, I guess you could say, what's the word I'm looking for? A retake, I guess you can say, in April, where it's more individual, on an individual level, and of course, everyone's like, and it goes on about, like, how the first exam was, of course, to get rid of the riffraffs, and, to thin the herd, and then, there was a second exam, which is just showing them, like, who's the real heroes here, and who's not, and of course, he also tells us, like, we found laughing about, like, dudes in Sutal, like, we want to get as many great heroes as we possibly can, since, of course, All Might is gone, and Deku is still in training, so, they want to get as many heroes as they can. Like I said, it seems like they just want to form a bunch of, like, Avenger-style teams and just see what sticks, from what I can gather from this. So yeah, so everyone's like, yay, everyone gets together, they get to, like, get a retake, and, of course, Todoroki, Bakugo, and, Inuyasha get a second chance to, of course, get their hero licenses. So then, Deku is talking to, Deku got his hero license, he's like, yay, he's like crying a little bit, and I'm like, are you crying, Deku? And he's like, no, they just, like I said, takes a million photos, because, you gotta share that you gotta share this to his mom, and, of course, All Might. And we see everyone else together, but he actually finds the hair guy. He talks to him like, hey, he's trying to, like, I guess get, like, an interview from Cam, because, like, he wants to, I guess, to continue his conversation with Cammy and figure out more about him. And he tells her, like, Cammy's not here. She was actually, she was not feeling well, so she left. Then we see Cammy. She's calling someone. Then we see her transform into Toga. God fucking damn it. Now, as we find out, her quirk is transformation, so that she has the blood of a particular character. That means she can transform into that person. So now she has Deku's blood. We're fucked. Well, granted, I doubt she has his quirk too, but you know this isn't probably going to end well at all. But I'm also thinking to myself, like, God damn it, I was really like a Cammy, and then you pull this shit down. Great. I don't know if she's dead or not. Like I said, that she needs her blood. So I don't know if she is dead or she is still alive, but I'm still kind of like, was that even Cammy at the the licensing exam? Somebody please tell me down, Constable, was that actually Cammy at the hero at the provisional license? Because I want to know, was that Cammy or was that Cho or was that just Toga? Because I need to know. I liked Cammy too, and you motherfucker full of this shit. I don't like Toga. What can you do? I hope we see more of Cammy. I hope she's not dead, because I liked Cammy. I want to see more of her. Bastards. Anyway, so then we get to pretty much like what was the major chunk of the episode. The conversation between All Might and All for One. Oh, and one other thing before I begin, I'll let you talk about the whole thing with One for All. You guys remember last week I talked about I was going to do a reaction video to this week's episode. I am, but that video will probably end up coming out until after I'm done with this review, just because I want to get that done and get these out as quick as possible, because I still got a lot of work I still got to do for college. So yeah, I'm going to try and get through these reviews as quickly as possible. I'm not going to sacrifice on quality, but I'm like, maybe go a little fast. Anyway, enough of jibber about that. So let's begin. So of course we get to like this prison, whatever you want to call it. Where of course All for One is being held at. After all, the shit that happened back earlier on in season 3. And now, can someone please explain to me why All Might is wearing his Silver Age costume? Because they're talking All for One's kind of all chained up and everything, just kind of looking at All Might through this glass, of course, where they're talking. But for some reason, All Might's wearing his Silver Age attire. Why? I mean, it clearly doesn't fit him anymore, and why that one picture was at the studios when they first met? Like, I don't see the significance. I mean, I feel like it's probably so blatantly obvious I'm just not seeing it. Because you guys remember in the OP they had or no, this was actually a manga. There was actually a color page for the manga where it was Deku sitting across on this bench with All Might and a Silver Age costume in there. So is this a reference to that? And they're not putting it because that same shot's in the anime, but it's a little different than how it was in the manga. But yeah, I don't know why he's wearing a Silver Age costume. Maybe when my man Jeeves review comes out, it'll probably make perfect sense. Anyway, so All for One's like, it's like, yes, All Might, the second semester is starting soon, right? Or has it already started? I thought you were going to devote all your time to being teaching. I love that man's theme, because we hear his theme later on in this conversation. I'm like, I love that man's theme. It's so good. He's like, yes, and so start school and all that stuff, and then it tells him kind of like what's life like on this prison. It pretty much out that it kind of sucks. If his back itches, if he has to use the back of the chair to scratch it, but if he does, that camera with that gun attached to it points at him, and not only are his vitals are his vitals recorded and looked at, but also his brain activity, his brain waves, whatever you want to call him. So if he ever thinks to use his quirk, he's pretty much fucked. Yes? Yeah, so yeah, they're making sure All for One, you ain't breaking out of this place. We're gonna make it look like Alcatraz up in here. Speaking of Alcatraz, he also talks about how this place's likeness is goes back to Greek mythology, what they're calling Tartarus, which if I remember correctly, it is the god that represented the underworld. And then we get some straight up DC comparisons. So yes, to all the DC faithful, Horikoshi has not forgotten you. It's just Marvel is far superior. And also, you guys know I love both Marvel and DC, but when you really think of Hiroaki, you can make a lot more Marvel and more or less Spider-Man comparison than you really can DC. But this is one of the few times where this could be directly paralleling something that happens in DC, which is of course Batman and Joker. I do like that Horikoshi just putting some DC elements in there, not just like, Marvel and Naruto. Not that I complain because you guys know much of the Marvel and Naruto, but I'm glad you're getting some diversity and, like, showing DC some love and showing Horikoshi, like, yes, Horikoshi does watch DC or read them or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, back to the review. So he's like tells Armin that how we are one and the same, we are two sides of the same coin. You had the burning desire to become the symbol of peace. I had the same thing, to be the evil devil king or whatever he'd say. It was like very just to be the symbol of evil. And this is one kind when his theme starts to come in. All for once theme. One of the best character themes I've ever had the pleasure of listening to. Oh, I'm not a fan of opera, but man, do I love that song. It's spectacular. Anyway, he goes on about that, that if he could live that, about like, everything he does, that if he could end up being immortal, he would keep, in his ideal world, he would like, once would like, of course, rule the world and all that. He goes on about his ideals that if he could live infinite, he would have already, like he had the power, excuse me, he said, if I had the drive and I had the power to make my ideal happen, which of course was, all the stuff he did back earlier on in the world of Hero Walking before, of course, All Might came in there and stopped that shit. And so he says, like, if I could live immortal, I would have already, made my ideal become reality. And All Might asks him, like, so why do you need a successor? He's like, you're one to talk, All Might. And so he tells them because, the reason he has a successor is because you took everything from him. I mean, just look at the man's eyes. You can't even see him. Like, seriously, where are his eyes? How does he see? Can somebody please tell me where the hell his eyes are? How does this man see? How? And he goes, and he also tells, like, that he's able to stay, he's only just barely able to stay alive with the help of a tube. So, yeah, like we saw before, All Might really fucked him up. And then the guy on, like, I guess, like, the guy on, like, the intercom's telling, like, All Might, you got 3 minutes, man. He's like, oh, don't say that. I want to keep talking more. And then All for One asks, like, so, what's going down? And so how's the world doing today? I feel like the world's pretty shaken up from you being gone, for you being retired. And the dude goes like, yeah, All Might, he ain't supposed to know what the fuck's going down outside, so don't say nothing, please. He's like, you heard the man. He's like, oh, that's too bad. And so then it pretty much, like, I guess you could say predicts what's going down anyway, because I know that's All for One. He talks about how, that there's like, that of course there's like, people are worried that, the people are shaken up from your being retired. People are worried about what's going down with, Endeavor being the next hero, the next, number one hero, because as we know, Endeavor's kind of a shit hero. And, that there's growing instability, and that, maybe people from the shells come out to, have to act. And talks about how Shigaraki, well, yes, he's probably going to stay in the shell for a little bit longer, but then, until season 4. Until season 4 draws him, then, he's back and doing his own things, and then, Deku and crew will take him out, because, that's how this thing works. Every time Shigaraki's come out, they usually always end up losing. I mean, granted, with season 3, they kind of won when they got Bakugo, so I guess they kind of took a W on that, but most of the time they've been taking L's. So I'd say they're like 1 for 2. Anyway, but once Shigaraki does return, he'll end up being back to, until he's ready to go back on the top. And everyone wants to increase their influence. Then he tells me, like, All Might, since you're now, and he goes, like I said, he goes on about his prediction about, like I just mentioned, he goes on about that, All Might, since now you are powerless, you're quirkless, you are just stuck in that true form. All you can now do is sit on the sidelines and watch the villains that you increased. And you watch for that, you can't save them, you can't smash them. How does that make you feel? And then All Might just like clutches his fist and stands up and he's like, ooh, when people's predictions are right, the people usually get angry. And then the guy there comes like, All Might, please stand back, man. Chill, we don't need you probably can't bring the glass over, but relax, man. Anyway, and then and I love this part, like, guys, I cannot wait to rewatch this episode when the English dub comes out, because because you guys know I love the English dub for Hero Walk. I prefer it over the sub, and oh man, I cannot wait to hear Chris Sabat do this. This is going to be phenomenal in the English dub. Anyway, and so all my then tells him about, and then my man he turns into his inner stain for like a minute. He goes on about like, I won't, like, yeah, you may have Shigaraki's blood, you may have Shimura's blood reference, of course, Tomura Shigaraki, but yeah, I won't die. And like the shadowing on like his face is like dark and like black lights, and like I said, he first just turns into stain about like like, I won't die, I won't let Shigaraki die, or like let Shigaraki kill me, nobody can touch me. And he's like, tells like, I'm going to smash your ideal into pieces, and time and time, how many times it takes. And then the doors open, says like, alright, All Might, your time's up, man, let's go. It tells, and then it's like, you'll be the one that'll be standing from the sidelines watching on. It's like, it tells like, you came here to make things clear. Was that what you came here for? Oh, it did, and then he leaves. And he leaves a bad action with the cape, like with his cape, like turning over, like, and while the door closed, All For One says, I'll be the one sitting on the sidelines, huh? The door closes. All Might checks his phone. He sees a picture that Deku sent him with the hero license. And then, of course, he's like, yeah, good on you, Midoriya. And then, then we get to my most anticipated part of the episode. I guess you could say the little setup to Deku vs. Bakugo Part 2, which we're getting next week, baby. Ooh. So everyone's relaxing at the doors. Everyone's like, oh man, we got classes tomorrow. Damn. Deku's just chilling on his phone, being like, I wonder if All Might got my message. And then Bakugo comes up to him and be like, hey, meet me outside later. Let's have a talk. Let's have a chat about your quirk. And Deku realizes, he's like, oh fuck. And when you guys see my reaction, ooh, I was like, oh shit. Does Bakugo know? Does he know? Oh fuck. What's gonna go down this? And so they just so then after like about when everyone's like, we see like Momo, Kirishima, Ida, Todoroki, I think Sue. I don't know. We just see some more guys playing just other sleeping maiden, and everyone seems like they're asleep. And so they're walking. They're like, and Deku's like, hey man, where we going? We should be walking out late and die. And then we get like a flashback to season 1. Where Deku and Bakugo were kids, and about the whole thing, like, oh yeah, your quirk is so cool, Kacha. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see when I get my quirk. It's like, oh yeah, your quirk ain't gonna be as cool as mine. Yada 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 yada. So that's the key one. We didn't get to the ground beta, or whatever it was actually called. What you guys know was the area where Bakugo and Deku had their first duel, all the way back in season 1. Ooh, yeah. And then, so then this begins Bakugo's interrogation, because that's essentially what this was. And oh my god, the voice actor here, great shit from Bakugo's Japanese voice actor. Yeah, the man gets his due props. I cannot wait to see this in the dub. Oh man, I'm so hyped to see the English dub of this episode. That's gonna be. And so he goes, and then Bakugo goes on about like, you like, going like, you were quirkless, you were powerless, you were weak, you were useless. So how did you get into UA? How'd you get a quirk? All you've been doing is like, you've been climbing higher and higher and higher to the provisional licenses exam. You passed, yet I failed. And there was like, it's not a matter of skill. Bakugo was like, shut up, you damn nerd, listen. And so, okay, and then he just keeps going on and on and on about how Deku used to be, how Deku always pissed him off, how Bakugo, was always like, Bakugo never liked Deku. He was always like, disgusted him. He pissed him off. That he used to be useless and quirkless. Now he has some power. Yada yada. And then my man Bakugo drops the bombshell. Your quirk. It's All Might, isn't it? Dun 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 dun. Yes, Bakugo now knows. And I like the way how Bakugo comes to this conclusion, where they bring up, the stuff that happened in season 3 with All For One, because we know All For One, he could take people's quirks and give them to people. So I like how it shows that Bakugo, yes, does have some work, does have some brains. He's not just all bronze and yelling. He actually could, he's actually not half bad when trying to figure something out. He's this shows off that Bakugo is pretty smart. So I like that. I like that Horikoshi put that in there. And so he compares All For One's quirk to what the quirk of All For One to One For All, and of course brings in stuff like how All Might used to be slower, and so now All Might no longer has his power. It doesn't have his quirk anymore. About of course he's slower, and of course when he met All Might. Bakugo managed to put all the pieces together that yes, Deku's quirk is indeed All Might's. I like it, and so he tells me I asked all my brothers, but you didn't answer me, so I asked you, Deku, and Deku didn't say anything. He's like, you're not denying it, so it must be true. And then my man Bakugo says, all right, let's fight right here, right now, and that's where the episode ends. Yo, this episode, amazing. I loved the voice acting. Mwah. All For One, All Might, Deku, Bakugo all did a phenomenal job this week. They all put up their A game. Can't wait to rewatch this with the dub. So yeah, so overall, this episode 9.5 out of 10. Looking forward to next week, you guys, and you guys know I'm definitely gonna be doing a reaction to next week's episode. So expect that next week. So hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me if you're and follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you feel like it. Link to the below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time.